I'm still with my old colleague and friend Alex Phillips, obviously fellow talk presenter here. You're on tomorrow, aren't you, at 10 a.m., yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
by the way, we'll be doing the handover. I'm doing the breakfast show. There you
okay.
go. That's an announcement, folks. If you want to enjoy my fantastic broadcasting skills tomorrow, you'll have to get up at 6 a.m. So won't see any of you then. No, but seriously, I'm doing the breakfast show tomorrow from 6 until 10, and then I'll be handing over to Alex. So there you go.
Yeah, lay off the red tonight, Kev. But actually, to be doing a show that, can I just say to the audience, when you do a 3-hour live show, you're knackered. It's like being on stage.
Physical, isn't it? Physical, yeah.
It's physical. You come off air and you're drained. And then and you're wired as well because you're like, bah, 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 for 3 hours. You have got to literally go to bed at 10 o'clock, bah, 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 what? And then wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and then do 4 hours.
No, I'm having a lie-in. I'm going to sleep until 3:30 a.m. Can't wait.
You deserve a medal, mate. Tomorrow, if you need an extra long handover, if you want that last half hour to be,
Yeah, can you come in about 9 o'clock and just take over, actually? Well, I'll look forward to seeing it tomorrow anyway, but let's quickly talk about the Chagos deal. As I just said, Keir Starmer's on a roll. There's the Brexit betrayal. He signed a deal to hand over more power to the World Health Organization to get them to impose lockdowns around the world, including in Britain. So he's done that. And, of course, the icing on the rancid cake is his Chagos Islands deal. After a late last-minute intervention by a Chagosian woman who said that her rights were being infringed, and so there was a slight delay. He was supposed to sign this deal with Mauritius this morning, but it was delayed. But he's done it now in a virtual signing ceremony with the Mauritian government. Keir Starmer has handed them the Chagos Islands, the very strategic Chagos Islands that they've never had sovereign control of before. They're 1,300 miles from Chagos. But you think, well, OK, well, you know, we're obviously doing a deal. They're going to give us some money, you know, billions of pounds. No. We are giving them the Chagos Islands. By the way, they're China's best friend, Mauritius. And for that privilege, we're giving them billions of pounds, £9 billion. I honestly, I'm not joking, Alex. To this moment, I cannot understand this deal. I don't get it. It's a lose-lose all the way, isn't it?
Yeah, and okay, right. So if you want to know how vapid and vacuous and venal this ridiculous government is, and frankly the government before, because this started under the Tories, let us not absolve them from their responsibility. It's the fact that when this Chagos thing first came about and people went, well, this is ridiculous. Why are we just handing someone our territory, paying them for the privilege and agreeing to pay them henceforth when they're like a gazillion miles away and have nothing to do with it? They went, well, maybe Donald Trump would get in the way. Maybe Donald Trump will stop it. Are we that pathetic as a nation that we've got to hope some other person's leader turns around and says, you shouldn't do that? And then what this is a buying for time. This court case is essentially hopefully delaying things by making sure the matter goes in front of Parliament. But of course, it'll just be swept away with the big Labour Party majority. Because also Keir Starmer does is some human rights lawyer somewhere who said, actually, I think it's this because decolonisation that, and actually, you know, if you roll back here, I mean, who cares about rolling back history? There are Chagosians who are expelled from the island who might quite like to go home. It is British territory, it's British overseas territory. It is part of Britain. You don't just go, well, you know, someone else can have it, to administer from thousands of miles away. Mauritius has got naff all to do with the Chagos Islands, quite frankly, and actually that is part of history. So it is just so ridiculous. It is, you know, this is how a lot of the world works now in globalization. Things that you kind of think are beyond the point of sanity. The old world order, fine, you can't have it, suddenly become entangled with words and feelings and what is right and colonialisation and wokery. And then Sir Keir Starmer, who buys into the lot of it like a panting dog, will just take the bone of the master, drop it at his floor, drooling, and everyone else is going, what are you doing, sunshine?
Yeah.
Is there leverage? Is there no power, even your little finger, to actually lead?
Yeah.
To actually say this is in British interests not to do this?
It's in the Western world's interest. The Chagos Islands, of course, the main island on this archipelago in the South Seas, is called Diego Garcia, which always sounds to me like some kind of expensive footballer playing for Real Madrid or something. But that is the island, and on there is this airstrip that is used by Britain. It's used by America, and we patrol obviously the Middle East there. We patrol the Far East. It is extremely strategically crucial in the security of the world. Now, we are going to be allowed to rent that island for the next 99 years. But still the question is, why? Why have we given these islands, these strategic islands, to China's best friend, Mauritius? Apparently, when we first approached the Mauritians, they went, what? 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 All right. So this is the only possible reason that you can deduce this has happened. It is because Keir Starmer is a sort of North London humanitarian lawyer, as Richard Littlejohn always says. The thing about Keir Starmer is he is a complete and utter lawyer. And on his North London dinner circuit, The Guardian readers, is also this guy called Richard Hermer. Richard Hermer, he ennobled in one of his first acts as Prime Minister. He made him a Lord so he could make him Attorney General. Richard Hermer, like Keir Starmer, hates Britain. They see the Chagos Islands as a symbol of evil British imperialism, of colonialism, and it's only right that we give these islands back to their natural owners. And their natural owners are not Mauritius.
It's almost worse than that. It's almost worse than that, because I don't even think they see it as that. But someone somewhere at some woke court or some woke committee in the UN sees it as that. And so the UN had said something. So they just literally do what they always do, which is like the zombie dance to whatever international treaty tells them to do, because they're just spineless, feckless, you know, pathetic people who don't seem to have any conviction of belief in anything apart from let's follow the leader. We've got to do what UN says. And this is what's even more ridiculous, right? So, you know, I said earlier about the idea that, you know, people were all hoping Donald Trump would go, hold on, we've got an important strategic military airbase on that island, and you're going to give it to a country that's in bed with China. I don't think so. Well, of course he didn't, because we went, by the way, Donald, we're going to give these islands that we've given an airbase to you on to a country that's in league with China. But don't worry, because we're going to be paying rent, and we're going to sure that you've got all the provisions that you can still have that airbase. So America's gone, well, what's the problem then?
Yeah.
Do you know, like, why would you're literally not even taking the problem to someone. You're saying we've actually already built in the solution because we're going to pay for this and pay for that. And they might be thinking, great, brilliant, let's get some listening devices. Hearing what the Chinese are up to.
It is that, though, Alex. It's a bunch of lefty lawyers, you know, from North London. Keir Starmer, when asked about this, why the hell are you giving these Chagos Islands away when Mauritius doesn't even particularly want them? And by the way, why are you giving them £9 billion for the privilege of us giving them the islands? He said, because it's the right thing to do.
This is what I mean. So lawyers are here, politicians are here. Politicians think politically. They think about democracy. They think about having a conviction. They think about ideology. They think about a vision for the country. They think about doing whatever they can to try and succeed in that mission. Lawyers are about signing documents because the law says so, crossing T's, dotting I's, and knowing it down to every little individual infinitesimal semantic, like programmed robots. So this is how it actually works out when you have all the paperwork. Never should the two mix, because this lot don't have any vision. They might be politicized and they might have leanings, but they don't have vision because it's drummed out of them not to. It's drummed out of them that if you have to go and represent a serial killer, you represent that serial killer, not because you like all his killings, but because the law tells you have to, and you do everything to the letter of the law. So they're told to park their morality at the doorstep in order to do their duties. Politics should be all about morality. Morality and vision and conviction and ideology should be at the heart lot of politicians. So when you've got a politician lawyer, guess what? You've just got a big, weak, vapid, pointless, flabby bureaucrat who can't run a country because all he can do is take instructions.
Exactly right. One of the biggest problems with our body politic with Westminster is it is packed with lawyers, with windbag barristers. You know, when they all have to stand up and pay tribute as one of the MPs who's died or something. I mean, those tributes go on for about 5 days because they just talk and talk and talk. So far too many lawyers in that place. And it gets pretty bad when one of those lawyers is the automaton technocrat, Keir Starmer. You're right. Basically, he's doing this because he thinks it's the law, it's international law, but also it's because he doesn't like imperialism. He thinks it's some sort of colonial throwback. It's ridiculous.
Politics comes before the law. Laws are written to keep up with what politicians decide. Politicians' jobs are to change laws, to scrap laws, to amend laws, to debate about what the new law should look like, not just follow them. It's such a different thing. One's a cart, one's a pony.
You're so right. You're so right. This Chagos deal is a massive, massive mistake. Listen, Alex, I better move because, as always with you, I've overshot by miles, by many, many minutes. But listen, have a nice night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Alex Phillips there, my fellow talk presenter, will be doing the handover after the breakfast show, which I'm hosting.